It is another hot day across the Bluegrass State, but I'm tracking thunderstorms and a big cool down just ahead.
Lexington police are investigating an overnight shooting that killed a 22-year-old pregnant woman and her unborn baby.
A Lexington man is charged with video voyeurism after police say he recorded people in the restroom of a public library.
This is WKYT News at 4.
Welcome to WKYT News at 4. Amber Philpott reporting another hot one here in the Bluegrass, but it won't last for long. Here's a live picture now of downtown Lexington, and showers and thunderstorms will be on the increase over the next few days. These storms will usher in some much cooler air for us. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. A cool down sounds nice.
Yeah, you know what? We're really going to cool it down. And to get from point A, the steam, to point B, the cool, we got some thunderstorms to go through over the next couple of days. Thermometers again this afternoon right around 90 into much of central and eastern Kentucky, and that's just about every day this week has been right at 90 degrees. We'll change that tomorrow because of a little increase in clouds and a scattered shower thunderstorm. Defender radar network, nothing across the majority of the area, but a few folks have been getting in on a fast-moving isolated shower or two. That's a 2-hour loop, and that stuff developing, and boom, it is gone as quickly as it goes up. Thunderstorms though, Indianapolis back towards St. Louis. Look at that stuff to the north of the Paducah area. That is along and ahead of a cold front that is slowly working its way toward the Bluegrass State. Out and about this evening, your hour-by-hour radar showing how the deeper we get into the evening, that line of thunderstorms begins to approach the area, and maybe a little isolated stuff right on through early tomorrow morning. But it is the second front that you see coming out of the Rockies that will really provide a big cool down as we gear up for the weekend. Straight ahead, that hour-by-hour forecast and an update on the rainfall potential over the next few days, Amber.
Chris, we'll see you in just a bit. Thank you. We are tracking a sad story out of Lexington this afternoon. Police say a woman 8 months pregnant and her unborn baby were gunned down overnight while she was walking her dog. The shooting happened around 11 on Winburn Drive near the Matador North Apartments. The coroner says 22-year-old Mariah Coleman and her baby died. Police are still trying to figure out what happened. It's our top story at 4.
Lexington police giving an update this afternoon here at headquarters into the investigation of this morning's deadly shooting, begging anyone with information about the shooting to come forward.
The bottom line is we know that someone has to know something about this shooting, and we need whoever that is to come forward.
Investigators say they know 22-year-old Mariah Coleman was outside at the time, but besides that, events leading up to and surrounding the shooting remain unclear. Friends say the soon-to-be mom was out walking her dog along Winburn Drive. Coleman was 8 months pregnant. Despite doctors' efforts, her baby, Jacoby, was also unable to survive the shooting. Police say Coleman was shot in her upper body, and they are unsure at this time if they are looking for a lone suspect or a group of people. They say anytime there is a loss of life, it is alarming, but the fact a young woman due to give birth next month was shot and killed while walking outside is extremely troubling.
We have a lot of resources, as many resources as possible, dedicated to this investigation. We have increased patrols in the Winburn area, so residents will see a noticeable increase in police officer presence for the next several days.
At this point, police say they only have vague descriptions of the possible shooter. In Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Lexington police say they were in the Winburn area for a shots fired call 2 hours before that deadly shooting. However, they are not sure if the two incidents are related. A Lexington man is accused of recording people inside a bathroom at a public library. 56-year-old Freddie Gillis is charged with video voyeurism. Police arrested him last night on Snaffle Road near the Beaumont branch of the Lexington Public Library. Police say he was using a camera phone to record people inside the library's bathroom. Gillis faced a judge this afternoon. We'll have more from court ahead on WKYT News at 5. We are working on a number of other stories for you on WKYT starting at 4:30. Jennifer Palumbo joins us now from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Hello, Jennifer.
Hi, Amber. An escapee's time on the run didn't last long, thanks to the Somerset Police Department's Eye in the Sky. Police say 28-year-old Anthony Schulteis ran off from an officer as he was being walked into the Pulaski County Jail about 6 this morning. He ran off from the officer who couldn't catch up because of a leg injury. And that's when Somerset police put up their gyroplane. Police say it was key in locating Schulteis and getting him back into custody. We'll have more on his capture and charges on WKYT News at 4:30. A Central Kentucky woman has pleaded guilty in the death of her step-granddaughter. This afternoon in a Boyle County courtroom, Shyla Rayleigh pleaded guilty to second-degree manslaughter in the death of 3-year-old Alexa Rayleigh. The prosecutor recommended a 5-year sentence. Kentucky State Police say Alexa died on June 23rd from blunt force trauma to her abdomen after she was flown to UK Hospital. We'll have more from the courtroom on WKYT News at 5. That's a quick look at some of the news in progress. Amber, back to you.
Jennifer, thank you. Now to some stories making headlines across the nation at 4. The low approval ratings for Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have sent disenchanted voters to third-party candidates. Both the Libertarian and the Green Party candidates have been getting more attention this week, but probably not the kind they want. Weijia Jiang explains.
Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson had a bad moment on a morning talk show when asked about the crisis in Syria.
What would you do if you were elected about Aleppo?
About
Aleppo.
And what is Aleppo?
You're kidding.
No.
MSNBC guest host Mike Barnicle explained.
It's the epicenter of the refugee crisis.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Johnson went on to lay out his plan for a diplomatic solution in Syria, but the clip tore through social media and could be a setback for the former New Mexico governor. His support had been hovering near 9% with help from some mainstream Republican endorsements. Johnson later explained he had blanked about Aleppo, that he thought it was an acronym, and the mistake shows he's human. Jill Stein is trailing in the polls with about 2% of the vote. Now the Green Party candidate is charged with criminal trespassing and mischief in North Dakota. She was photographed there spray painting a bulldozer during a protest against a pipeline project. Stein's spokeswoman says activists invited the candidate to write something, so she painted the words, "I approve this message." Cannonball, North Dakota did not approve. The county issued a warrant for her arrest. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, Washington.
Stein's campaign has not commented on whether the candidate will turn herself in to face the charges. Ryan Lochte and 3 other Olympic swimmers have been suspended by the United States Olympic Committee and USA Swimming for their involvement in a highly publicized late-night incident at a gas station during the Rio Games last month. The International Olympic Committee, the U.S. Olympic Committee, and the USA Swimming say the athletes violated conduct codes at the Rio 2016 Olympics. And because of this, Lochte has been suspended for 10 months and must forfeit the $100,000 in bonus money he received, along with his gold medal. The other swimmers, Gunnar Bentz, Jack Conger, and James Fegan, have been suspended for 4 months. Well, this ice cream is not for children. We'll have the details on why the spiked treat is so popular coming up in WKYT Money Watch, and which company is unexpectedly getting a boost from Apple's iPhone announcement. That's coming up.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Welcome back in. An unexpected winner in Apple's big announcement, Nintendo. That begins today's Money Watch. Shares soared after news that Nintendo's popular Super Mario Bros. Is coming to the iPhone with a new Super Mario Run game. Also, Nintendo's Pokemon Go will be available for the Apple Watch. 7 in 10 Americans say they plan to work after retirement. Bankrate.com says 38% report they'll work because they like to work. 33% said they plan to work because they'll need the money. U.S. job openings jumped to a record high last month. The Labor Department says American employers advertised 4% more openings in July, bringing the total to 5.87 million. Analysts say it is a sign hiring may stay healthy despite a slowdown last month. And Dos Equis Beer has introduced the new most interesting man in the world. He is 41-year-old Augustin Legrand from France. He speaks Spanish and can split a coconut with his bare hands. He has some pretty big shoes to fill, though. 77-year-old Jonathan Goldsmith held the title for a decade. Two favorite summer treats are being combined, and in turn, it's created alcoholic ice cream. But getting booze, sugar, and cream to work together in the same pint poses some special challenges. Brooke Silva-Braga reports.
It's liquor-infused ice cream. It has alcohol in it.
Before Melissa Tavs could hand out samples of her Tipsy Scoop ice cream,
Tastes like, definitely like rum.
she had to solve a riddle of chemistry: how to mix booze into ice cream and get it to freeze.
I think the first recipe was basically a milkshake,
Okay.
which isn't bad.
No, it's probably delicious.
But yeah, we really wanted it to be a true ice cream.
After dozens of tasty missteps, she mixed up a batch with especially high butter fat. It froze, and Tipsy Scoop was born.
This is raspberry limoncello sorbet.
Tavs isn't alone in cracking the code. Snowbar sells alcohol-infused ice cream and popsicles in 9 states. They also ship them. Mercer's wine ice cream is available in more than 20 states.
Can you taste the alcohol?
A little bit.
The ice creams are unlikely to get you truly tipsy. Chemistry and the law keep the alcohol content to 5% by volume. Shoppers have to be 21 or over. Getting in stores has been a state-by-state struggle.
It's still kind of iffy. They're still working out the laws right now.
Pints retail for about $10 at markets including some Whole Foods. 6 packs ship for $75, a luxury for times when dessert or a drink isn't quite enough.
This is pretty good for like a post-breakup kind of treat, right?
Brooke Silva-Braga for CBS News, New York.
I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about today, getting a taste of home, a special show that you can take part in. We'll tell you more about it when we return here on WKYT.
A cold front is slowly making its way toward the bluegrass sand. It promises big changes in time for the weekend. The hour-by-hour forecast answers all those weekend weather questions next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Kind of an interesting weather day out there. We've got temperatures again near 90 degrees. Humidity's up a little bit, but still not very high. And those winds have been very, very gusty, leading to a couple of grass fires. Live Skycam. And just across the road from the station here, Winchester Road, we had a little bit of a grass fire breakout. You can actually see the burned areas here just beyond the trees. Lexington Fire Department was out putting that out a few hours ago. But that was at least partially due to the dry conditions of late and those gusty winds that at times have been topping out 20 to 25 miles per hour. So 90 degrees southwesterly wind at 15 miles per hour. Many thermometers again today, upper 80s to around 90. And that is setting the stage for temperatures that are a little warmer when you factor in the humidity, especially the farther north and west that we go, where the humidity is increasing now ahead of a cold front that is on the move as we go into the day tomorrow. Defender radar network, I've got nothing across most areas. Had a little shower into parts of Franklin County earlier. That is winding down as it lifts its way to the north and northeast. Let's focus on what's going on to our northwest. Here comes front number 1. Now, this initial front is going to stay to our north, but look at the showers and thunderstorms out ahead of that. Some of those will target the region later this evening and certainly overnight and into the day tomorrow. Here's the big daddy. That's the front that is going to make your Sunday one of the better days we've had since, the best day we've had since our Labor Day weekend. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast. Out this evening, mainly dry, though. Watch for an isolated shower or thunderstorm. A little better shot for some action early tomorrow morning. Look what happens as we go through the day tomorrow. Notice the temperatures are held down. You're going to have more clouds. You're going to have some scattered showers and thunderstorms around. No, it is not going to rain all day tomorrow. You're going to have some dry hours to get outside for recess or whatever, kids. We go through tomorrow evening. A lot of that, whatever's out there, will begin to diminish somewhat. So high school football games should be an okay outside of a game or two. Now we go into Saturday. Saturday's another day that is very windy with a southwesterly wind that can boost the temperature to 90 into parts of eastern Kentucky. And then look what happens. Right along that cold front, we get a strong line of thunderstorms to develop and roll its way quickly into southeastern Kentucky through 11 o'clock Saturday evening. And from there, it's game on for some cooler air to dive into the region. Already into the mid and upper 60s, and when you wake up on Sunday morning, the pleasant 50s are showing up across the entire area. How about that? We go through the weekend into Monday. The chance for some nice weather rolls on. Temperatures turn a little steamy again Tuesday and Wednesday. Let's check in now for traffic and Officer Don.
A couple of things happening. One is downtown. So I have that lane closure at 3rd and Chestnut Street that's causing a little bit of a problem, especially on 3rd Street. Now, overall traffic view, the north side, we've got slowdowns around North Broadway and the Circle, and also Newtown Pike starting at Mandino out to Citation. To Nicholasville, 14 minutes. To Georgetown, 18, and to Winchester, about 25. Now back to you in the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. Are you looking to up your cooking game? Deanne Stevens is out and about today in the kitchen preparing for cooking school. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are getting a little taste of home coming up here in just a bit at the Rural Development Center in Somerset. So the Turner family here in Lexington, nice enough to open things up and let us borrow their kitchen. And you got 3 of us here all dolled up for a little cooking class. And I'm telling you, we could all use some help. We have Marcy and Mandy with us, our iHeartMedia chefs, preparing for a taste of home. Mandy, what is a taste of home?
It is a big cooking event that comes around. They have a cookbook and a magazine, and they do a big cooking show. Right. So we have people that set up booths, and people get to walk around and see the different booths and different people set up, and then they get to see the cooking demonstration.
They do these things all across the country. We're lucky enough that we get one here in Kentucky. And I always say I'm always open for like new recipes. And listen, I'm definitely open for some cooking classes too.
Me too. Me too.
Who is it, right? You've got a chef that's going to be here teaching?
Yes, Dana Elliott is going to be here. She's won lots of awards. She's very well known in that community. So she's going to be up on stage giving demonstrations, walking everyone through everything, and everybody's pretty excited about it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty excited about this recipe because I understand we're making a brandy snap cannoli, which they look delicious. We see the finished product.
Dessert is my favorite meal of the day.
So. Marcy is going to take off with the recipe. What are we throwing together here?
All right, so we're putting some flour and some butter, of course, like every good dessert has.
A whole stick of it, too.
A whole stick. We're going to do a little sugar, of course.
Okay.
We're going to add sugar, salt, a little bit of ground ginger to make the snap part of it, and a little molasses.
And so you mix all that together.
So this is to make the wrapper of the cannolis. So we're going to make that first and put it in the oven.
Who's ever made a cannoli? I mean, I've bought them.
This will be my first time.
See, we're all in this together. And that's what I love about you all. We're talking about Taste of Home. Is this really is, you don't have to be a chef at home. This is for anybody, right?
It's for everybody. So that's what we want. We want people to come out who want to learn and want to learn more about cooking. So
the event's not until October 27th, but people can get tickets now. They just went on sale today. Yes. And we have put the link on the screen. You can check that out and get your tickets. We're going to go ahead and roll the wrappers, as Marcy called them, up for the cannolis. And coming up at about 4:50, we're going to put the filling and the chocolate chips and all that deliciousness together. Don't forget, get your tickets now. They are on sale today for a Taste of Home happening October 27th. That's what we're making when we come back here in just a bit. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Getting enough exercise may not only reduce your risk of heart attacks and diabetes, it may also save you money. Plus, how weight impacts different types of stroke. That's ahead in Better Living. Tomorrow night's Mega Millions jackpot is $111 million, and Saturday night's Powerball jackpot is $205. It is time now for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Overweight or obese women may be at a higher risk of having the most common kind of stroke called an ischemic stroke. But a new study from the University of Oxford finds overweight women may also be at a lower risk of a hemorrhagic stroke, which is often deadly. Marijuana use continues to rise among college students, but the use of narcotics and amphetamines are both on the decline. An annual survey from the University of Michigan also found daily or near daily marijuana use is at the highest level in more than 3 decades. And heart patients who meet weekly exercise guidelines spend an average of $2,500 less on health care costs. That's according to new research in the Journal of the American Heart Association. People without cardiovascular disease who exercise regularly also saw health care cost savings. Now let's head over to Chris for another check of your weather this afternoon.
A little on the toasty side out there again today, Amber. I would like to say something different. You know what? In a few days, I will be able to do just that. We look outside outside right now, and this is what we're dealing with. A mix of sun and some clouds starting to show up. A little more cloud cover here into Frankfort than what we're seeing on that Moorhead cam or down into London. A little more cloud cover Lexington as well. Upper 80s to flirting with 90 into much of central and eastern Kentucky. And that's the sky that has been able to spit out a shower or two into parts of central Kentucky. Had a quick little shower into parts of Shelby County into Franklin County, not too far from the downtown Frankfort area. Right now, thunderstorms gathering steam to our west, and just ahead we'll show you how those begin to crash in here over the next couple of days, leading to a charge of some chillier air. 7-day forecast looks a little better when I come back in a few minutes. WKYT News at 4:30 starts right now.